Storm's Tech Channel here, and today I'm doing a video about T-Mobile. So I'm on frontendrunner.com here, and I had some bad news for T-Mobile customers. So T-Mobile's been giving customers a lot of bad news lately. So this is just another part of that here. It says that T-Mobile subscribers face future price hikes as Verizon goes bankrupt. So let's go into this out. It says without a fourth facilities-based carrier, T-Mobile can more easily hike prices without fear of being aggressively undercut. So this is bad news for T-Mobile customers. T-Mobile customers have been getting a lot of bad news from them very lately. So this is another piece of that. You know what I mean? So it says here when the FCC officially gave T-Mobile regulatory approval to buy Sprint in November 2019. It did so with the understanding that this network would replace Sprint to become the country's fourth facilities-based carrier. In other words, the FCC's goal was to maintain a big four of wireless providers, leaving competition at the same level, preventing Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T from raising prices. Unfortunately, that has not happened. Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T, they have raised prices since then, obviously. So, yeah. Pressured by the FCC, EchoStar eventually sold its spectrum to AT&T and SpaceX. As part of the plan, this bought Boost Mobile, giving it 9 million subscribers right off the bat. This fund did not go smoothly as this struggled to attract customers. Yeah, ever since Dish bought Boost Mobile and took over, Boost Mobile has gone downhill ever since. Boost Mobile is not the same like it was back in the day when Sprint owned it. On the last day of 2023, December 31st, I'm assuming, EchoStar brought this network even through the former was having serious financial issues, pressured by the FCC chairman Brendan Carr, who wanted the company to sell some of its spectrum to SpaceX. EchoStar did agree to sell most of its airways to AT&T and SpaceX. With the spectrum sales approved, EchoStar, Dish, and Boost were no longer part of a fourth facilities-based carrier, and the construction of the standalone 5G network was halted. Boost is now a hybrid mobile virtual network operator in Vietnam. It turned off its own cell towers. Boost now relies on AT&T to be its primary provider, with T-Mobile as its secondary partner. Boost still uses its advertised cloud-native 5G core network. So there you go. So Boost Mobile, as you guys know, they run on the AT&T and T-Mobile networks. They run on both. They use AT&T as their primary network, and they use T-Mobile as their secondary network, so that's pretty cool there. EchoStar was forced to declare Chapter 11 bankruptcy at the end of last month. EchoStar subsidiary Dish DBS was forced to declare bankruptcy, unable to put together an escrow account of $2.4 billion demanded by the FCC to cover potential claims from EchoStar partners and vendors after shutting its 5G network. The regulatory agency delayed the closing of the spectrum purchases until later this year. With the closing of AT&T's $1.3 billion spectrum purchase delayed, EchoStar did not have the cash to make timely payments on its debt. The subsequent bankruptcy file ended Project Genesis, which this had started as a way to compete with T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. Project Genesis offered customers a $30 a month unlimited plan for smartphone users. So that Project Genesis is no longer a thing. That is gone now. Project Genesis subscribers' final billing cycle takes place this month, and the service, comprised of its own native 5G network and roaming agreements with AT&T and T-Mobile, will end on August 31st, 2026. This leaves the cloud-native 5G core technology that will be used for Boost Mobile's hybrid MVNO service. So that's interesting. Without an aggressive fourth competitor, T-Mobile can raise rates without having to worry about getting undercut by Project Genesis and Boost Mobile. That leaves a three-carrier over Oreo. Now I believe, like I said, that's how you said it everywhere. I probably pronounced it wrong. Or AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon copy each other's moves. They do it all the time. Carriers copy each other's moves all the time. If one carrier's gonna re-rate, if one carrier is gonna do something, another carrier is gonna follow through, and then the other carrier is gonna follow through, and whatnot. So if a carrier is gonna raise prices, another carrier is gonna raise prices, and so forth and so forth. So yeah, it says if one raises rates, the other follows, knowing there is one less competitor that customers can turn to. I just mentioned that if one carrier raises rates, another carrier will do it too. It's basically a copycat game in the wireless industry. If one carrier is going to do something, the other carriers are going to follow suit. So yeah. T-Mobile recently raised prices on long-term subscribers to 3G and 4G legacy plans. So if you guys did not know, T-Mobile is forcing legacy customers to upgrade to their current plans on T-Mobile. Yeah. And that's happening sometime this month. So if you're on T-Mobile and you have a legacy plan from T-Mobile, you guys are being automatically upgraded to the current plans on T-Mobile. It says, as you know, T-Mobile recently removed legacy 2G and 3G plans, forcing these long-term subscribers to migrate to a new 5G plan. This will raise these subscribers' monthly invoices by an average of $6 per month. T-Mobile is now in position, as are Verizon and AT&T, to raise prices without concern. So it's bad news for all the for everyone. For bad news for all the customers out there. Since EchoStar went bankrupt on June 30th, today is July 7th. As I'm recording this video here, T-Mobile shares have soared from a 52-week low of $165.66 to today's close of $181.79. The Chapter 11 filing made by EchoStar has T-Mobile analysts licking their lips in anticipation of upcoming price hikes. So this is not good for T-Mobile customers. Like T-Mobile customers have been getting a lot of news thrown their way lately. So you got this whole bankruptcy thing from EchoStar. It's bad news for T-Mobile. It's bad news. So yeah. So the Spectrum deal does have some negatives for T-Mobile. As soon as EchoStar's $1.3 billion Spectrum sale to AT&T closes, the latter takes control of 50 megahertz of mid-band 3.45 gigahertz and low-band 600 megahertz spectrum. This hurts T-Mobile because the carrier also uses the 600 megahertz low-band airwaves for its nationwide 5G service. So when the EchoStar Spectrum sale to AT&T closes, T-Mobile customers are gonna T-Mobile's gonna get screwed here. So we're gonna see how this thing plays out. It says here the Spectrum deal also hurts T-Mobile because Boost Mobile now uses AT&T for its primary network, replacing T-Mobile. As you guys know, when T-Mobile bought Sprint back in 2020, Boost originally was on T-Mobile network, and then a few years after, like not long after that, probably I don't know, a year or two after that, AT&T became the primary network for Boost Mobile. It says as a network, as a result, T-Mobile revenues might be a little lower than they would have been without the deal. So yeah, more bad news for T-Mobile customers. Yeah, EchoStar is bankrupt now. They went bankrupt last week. So that's interesting to see how that is going to affect everything. That's going to see how it's going to affect T-Mobile. It could affect Boost Mobile too. I'm not saying it's going to, but who knows how this EchoStar bankruptcy will play out in the long run. But we'll just have to wait and see. So, yeah, what do you guys think about this? And like I said, this is more bad news for T-Mobile customers, guys, because EchoStar going bankrupt is bad news for T-Mobile customers because they'll have to pay more for the wireless service. So it's a bad time at T-Mobile right now. If you're a T-Mobile customer, it's a bad time for you. So you could stay around with T-Mobile and pay the price hikes, or go elsewhere to get your wireless service and whatnot. So yeah, man, it's a bad time to be a T-Mobile customer right now. And yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, guys. It really helps my out a lot. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching my video, man. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.